Alright, so now that we've found our sources and saved them, we will add them to our bibliography or to our internal sources in this report. I prefer doing this electronically straight away, and this is completely allowed, so this is the way you will do it. First of all, make sure that your style is set to Harvard. This is extremely important, otherwise Word won't prompt you for the correct fields in terms of the information that you need to add, such as the date that you accessed it, etc. So, I'm going to choose Harvard, and then I'm going to say Manage Sources, and I'm going to add New Sources. If you see any sources on the left-hand side, please note that these are sources that you have used on your specific computer before. They are not embedded in this specific document, so you have to add new sources that will appear under the current list. So let's go back to our research and see what we want to add. I'm going to start with a simple website. So let's start with this Britannica Encyclopedia one. This will count as an actual website. So I'm going to choose New, and the type of source will be a website. Let's see. We start with the author. In this instance, they did actually give me an author, Stuart L. Pym. I think for this, it's okay if you copy and paste. The proper way to do it, the really correct way of doing it, will be to say edit and then filling in. Pym is this guy's last name, I suppose. First name will be Stuart, and the initial middle will just be L. Add. And then you'll see it adds it in the correct order. For the pat for cat, we won't penalize you if you don't do it like this. But for a professional research report, you should definitely go to this effort, especially if there's more than one author. Next up, the name of the web page. Now, this is not the same as the website. The name of the web page is the heading, the main heading on this page. You can usually identify it. If you're unsure, you can usually identify it. It will be in some form at the end of the URL. So in this instance, it's easy. The name of the web page is Deforestation. The year that this was written, let's see if we can find it. I don't think it says it in an obvious place, no, but Britannica, because it's a proper encyclopedia, has the article history, which is fantastic. So it actually says when it was last modified, and that was on 9th of August 2018. Because we chose a regular web page, we just need to fill in the year 2018. Now, year, month, and day accessed is the year, month, and day that you gained access to this research. Now, if you use saved research because you didn't have internet access at school to be able to do the research yourself, you will have to use the date that was actually on the source itself. So here you can see the date that I've modified it. It depends how it was copied, but if you can go look under properties as well, under details, just see what the earliest date was, if you have more than one date there, and then that would be the date that it was accessed. The reason that is important is because an article changes, just like you can see here. This article has history. So if I access this article, let's say in February of 2018, and the teacher only marks it in September, then the website would have actually changed in the meantime. So it's always important to say when you accessed it. So the date that we accessed it at this stage, today is the 12th, 2019, and it was January the 12th. So just use a consistent format here. If you use numbers all the time. If you use a shortened date, use a shortened date all the time. But it actually tells you how it should say. So it actually says it should be a full month name. So let's do it properly. You see here at the bottom, it gives you an example. The name of the web page, example, year, example. So the URL, you will put in the full URL and not just the domain. So please don't just put this section in. That's not the full URL. That's the domain. The full URL of this page has to be this whole URL. Copy, and go and paste that. All right, you can say OK, close. And now, if you do it like this electronically, you can insert a citation here and say, this is the source that I'm going to be speaking about the quality of the information here. The other way of doing this, the one that I used to do it this way, and I still think it might be nicer, is to actually take a screenshot of this using a snipping tool. So I don't know if you've used snipping tool before, but that's quite nice. I always use it like this to show that I've filled in all the necessary fields, and instead of just the citation, I paste the screenshot in there. I'll just make it drastically smaller, but that makes it quite easy to mark for the teacher. So personally, especially for my students, I want them to do it this way and not just put in a citation. But according to the PAT, just the citation is allowed. Just ask your teacher what they prefer, because I think this way will be easier to mark it. Let's have a look at another source or two. So that was a simple website. On something like National Geographic, I'm not going to do it again because it'll also be a website, I think. Okay, so let's have a look. The author is Laura Parker. The date of publication, or the year, will be 2019. I would classify this as a website. This will be the name of the web page, and it's obvious you just put in the date when you've accessed it. Now let's have a look at something a little bit more difficult, such as a TED Talk video. I'm going to insert a new source, so manage sources, new, and this time I'm going to choose, let's see if there is a video. I'm going to rather use an electronic source. So the author will be the person delivering the video. This will be Charles C. Mann. The title is the title of the video, How Will We Survive When the Population Hits 10 Billion? Let's go to About Talk. Do you see? Charles C. Mann, and where is there somewhere I can copy the heading? Here's one similar at the top, but I'm just going to write it. How will we survive when the population hits 10 billion? The city, we can say where it was delivered. It will probably be in the video. Let's see.
Now, the typical way to answer that question is this.
Vancouver. There you go. Vancouver. I don't know what the BC stands for, but it's Vancouver. That'll be Canada, I suppose. So the city will be Vancouver. All right. The publisher will then be TED.com. And the year was 2018. Okay. Now, if you're not able to watch the video, I'm sure you won't get penalized if you can't find the city. But if you're able to watch it, you can find it in the talk itself. So same thing, I can insert the citation, but preferably actually go and edit and put it in. The reason I don't take a screenshot right when I've entered it is because I've found that many students actually forget to save it after they've taken the screenshots. I've had quite a few students who had to redo their sources because they pressed cancel instead of OK. Let's have a look at another type of source. A News 24 article. I want to show you there's a very specific way of saving these or citing these. So I'm going to go to my report and I'm going to say manage sources, new, and this time I'm going to choose document from a website. So when it's a specific news article, I prefer using document from a website. And the reason for that is it works exactly as the regular website, but it has extra options for month and day. So I can specify the specific article date. And that's what I like about this one. So I'm not going to fill it in now. I just wanted to show you that. Something like this, the recycling training manual, I don't think, I've had a quick look. I can't find a specific author, like a person. In this instance, the Department of Environmental Affairs is actually the author. So this will be an electronic source as well. The corporate author is the Department of Environmental Affairs. That's the main thing that I wanted to show you, is if you can't find the name of a specific author, then say that it's a corporate author and give the company name that actually authored the document. If you can't find a year on a regular website, you can also always go have a look right at the bottom by registration. There's often a date there, like the registration date of the website. And if you can't find any other date, then that's a suitable date to use. But preferably look for something where you have a specific date.